All right, we're going to take two more callers. Our next one is Sabrina from Georgia. Sabrina, can you hear us okay?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing? I love that Georgia accent.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
already heard it.
How can we help you today, Sabrina?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. How are y'all?
Refulgent.
Doing what?
Refulgent.
Uh,
She asked how we were doing. I said we're refulgent.
I don't know what that means.
I I don't either.
Okay, we're not alone. Thank you, Sabrina. I was expecting him to say something really southern, like happier than a pig in a lipstick convention. I don't
How may we help you today, Sabrina?
Um, well, let's see. I've been married for 17 years. We've been together for 22. I've actually been with him over half of my life. We have two kids, and no, I keep forgetting it's 2019. No, November of 2017, he just totally started changing, going to the gym, not contacting me. Just completely just different. I had this feeling that there was, he's a detective in our town, and I noticed that he started getting closer to another female detective. But when I questioned, it was always denial and I'm crazy and, all this, that, and the other. Fast forward to June of last year, I found tons of pictures of him and her together and pictures that she had sent to him of her body parts. And then they went to a conference together, just him and her. He didn't contact me at all for 3 days. But he tried to, they both still deny nothing. I'm crazy. All this, that, and the other. Things are better with him and I now, and I've been working on my pause a lot. But it's like he still texts her. They Snapchat all the time. They go to the gym together. They still work together, and he just expects me to continue. It's that saying. It's like he wants his cake and eat it too.
I understand. So how can we help you? What can we do for you?
I guess how long should I allow him? Because I just feel so used. I have tried really hard to just not let it consume me, and I've gotten a lot better. I'm not the girl that I was when this first started, but anytime I try to talk to him about it, he just completely, it makes him almost angry. And he just expects me to understand that she is a big part of his life, and I'm just supposed to accept that and move on.
Now, are you ready to do something about this?
I guess I'm just wondering. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just wondering, how long am I supposed to allow him to do this?
All right. There is no supposed to here. Basically, what's happening is this: whether he's involved with her or not, he's in a relationship with her that's painful to you, right? Even if he's not emotionally involved with her, even if he's not sexually involved with her, the relationship he has with her is painful to you, and you've established that very clearly.
Right.
And
well, there's been lots of text messages, and he actually even told me when I confronted him about the pictures that he was infatuated with her.
Okay, so there's
and
a definite emotional connection. Okay, so when you say how long,
he tried to recant on that and say that he didn't even know what that meant when he said it. You don't use a word in the correct context and not know what it means.
But you're not a dummy. And because you're not a dummy, you know that this relationship has crossed boundaries and borders that make it very, very painful for you. And so when you say how long are you supposed to, there is no supposed to. It comes down to you. In a sense, this person is in what we would refer to as the valley. He has a relationship with her, he has a relationship with you. And if he's not compelled to do anything differently, then a person can stay in that valley for a long, long period of time. Like, okay, I'm still married to you, so I've got the benefits that come from that. I'm still connected to her, whatever benefits he's getting from that, whatever those benefits are, then he feels no compulsion. When we make suggestions to people about when do you decide that you've got to make something happen, we typically talk about it in terms of what we call pies: physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. When it starts affecting you, him, or your children physically, or it starts affecting you, him, or your children intellectually, meaning you can't think, you can't do what you need to do, this becomes obsessive to you. When it affects you emotionally, so that you start dealing with a great deal of anxiety, it just starts affecting your mental health, it starts affecting your body, all that kind of stuff. Or even spiritually, where it's affecting who and what you are and what you believe and what you value. When that starts happening for you or for your kids because of the situation, or even for him because of the situation, we say that's typically the rule of thumb as to when you decide, I have to do something. Now understand that once you make that decision, and here's the hard part, once you make that decision, if you go to him and say, this is going to have to change, you've got to talk to your boss, you've got to get a different detective partner, or you've got to do this or you've got to do that, think that through extremely carefully. Because once you set that what we call a stop, okay, this is something that's going to have to stop because of the fact that I have to have a better emotional place to be. I can't deal with this like it is. You must be prepared that if you're going to make that kind of demand, are you going to follow through if he chooses not to do what you want him to do? And this is the kind of thing, have you by any chance been talking to any of our coaches by any chance?
Yes, sir. Mark. I've been talking with Mark.
Okay, Mark is actually a client representative. Call Mark back and say, Mark, Dr. Beam said I might need to be dealing with one of the coaches. Now, let me tell you why. The coaches can do things that Mark as a client representative can't do. The coaches can help you think through, okay, is it time to put a stop? And what are you going to do? And what do you do if he doesn't do what you want him to do? And help you think all those things through in advance. Because if you decide to do something about this, if you decide that you're actually going to do something about it, you need to have thought that through very carefully before you do, and then you'll need to fulfill. You need to act it out. You can't just demand it and then drop it. And so it costs you a little bit of money because we pay our coaches. It costs you a little bit of money. But I think you should talk to Mark about the fact that you may well need one of our coaches to help you think this through, because it sounds to me like you're getting close to the point where this is going to get to the breaking point with you. And so rather than just doing it impulsively or emotionally, I really strongly suggest that you deal with a coach that can help you think it through logically and come to the right decisions while you're not being too emotional. You understand? Now, it's your choice. Okay. It's your choice. You can do what you want to do. But I really recommend, I think that would be a very good next step for you. And I'm so sorry for the pain that you're in. I hurt for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have done so much to help me. I really appreciate what y'all do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our hearts are with you. Our hearts are with you. It just breaks my heart, Kimberly. It just absolutely breaks my heart.
Yes.
And it's not unusual, though, Kimberly, and you and I both see it all the time, where that a person in that situation will try to convince the spouse, you're just crazy, you're imagining things. Well, if it's causing you this kind of pain, you're not, well, in all likelihood, you're not crazy. Yeah. You're not imagining things. This is a painful situation.
It is a painful situation. But on the other hand, it absolutely hurts. I mean, it takes all the strength I have not to just cry with her when she's on the phone, because it does, and you want to help them so much. But also we know that all we can do sitting here is teach her what to do. And from that point, she does it. She's doing it well. She will continue to do it well. And, in the end, we know there's so much hope for her as well.
Yes, there is. Mm-hmm. There is, but this is going to be dealt with. And please listen to me. The reason we suggest coaching when it comes to situations like this is because you're right in the middle of it, and it's so hard to see it clearly when you're right in the middle of it. The coach can ask you the right questions, help you think of the right things, so that when you make a decision, you can feel confident that you're making the decision that's the best for you and your situation, in which we cannot do it. Like, we don't have time to get into all of it here. And our coaches will deal with you like, in 3 different sessions, for example, and really help you think a lot of things through. And then the next call that you have with them, they think you've gone a little further,
Yeah.
et cetera. And so if you don't have a client representative, call and ask for one. They'll help you know more about that. If you have a client representative with us, call and ask him or her about it.